All right, what's up, Indiana? This is Coach Hull, your Olympic Developmental Director for the ISWA and coach here at Legends of Gold. Today, we're going to cover bottom wrestling and parterre, which is one of Indiana's pieces of kryptonite. All right, typically we're good on our feet, but on bottom is where we get exposed. And a lot of times it's just because we don't necessarily know how to wrestle bottom. We don't spend a lot of time on bottom. But there are some basic fundamentals on bottom that we need to learn as a state so we can actually continue getting more and more people through winning these All-Americans and getting this national championship stuff. So we're going to take some time, strengthen that up, and take it to the mat. Let's go. So first thing we're going to talk about is just some of these basic things about being on bottom and parterre for freestyle and Greco. Now, in folk style, we know that we are in referee's position. All right. Parterre, freestyle and Greco, we're going to be completely flat. All right. We're going to be completely flat. Our hands aren't up like this. All right. Because these are easy targets to get grabbed, to create space. So I want to be disciplined all the way to my fingertips. Even my feet aren't like this, all right? Everything is flat. And the idea here is I want to make sure that I am as heavy as possible. I want to be glued to the mat. So if somebody's attacking this shoulder, I want to put all of my weight on that shoulder. Somebody's attacking this shoulder, putting all the weight on my shoulder. Somebody's attacking this hip, putting all the weight on my hip. So I just want to be glued to the mat first. All right. Now from here, if people are able to start getting underneath me, particularly my shoulders, I want to start sealing things off. All right. I want to seal it off. Now I can't stay here and just be tight. I've got to open up. Open up, bottom man. All right. I want to seal these things off, get some hand control, create some space. I can't hold on to it. Let them go and stay in flat. All right, everything is flat. Now, if in fact they are able to get out from underneath, or if they are able to get underneath me, then I want to move in small increments, okay? Small increments. I don't want to be literally a sitting duck, okay? I don't want to move so much that I get out of position and create too much space, but I want to start moving in small increments, okay? You'll see some people smack their hands on the mat like this. This is just so they can get some traction. All right, but notice I'm not moving too much to create big openings. I'm just moving super small, backwards. It's the same thing. I'm glued. Wherever their lock is, that's the pressure that I want to put on them. So I'm just moving small. All right. Now, if you can notice, I'm in a capital X position. All right. The other position that we're in is in capital K. All right. K. Notice my head is up. All right. My hips are down. My head's up. My hips are down. All right, you see this K. Some people are here. Some people are here. All right. Some people are pressured back where their hands are in the mat. And these are strong. All right. But capital X, K. X, K. Notice I'm not sliding my hands over either. All right. Because I'm not going to be able to put the pressure there that I need to. K. All right. And from this position, I want to go forward, circle. All right, they hop sides. Boom. Heads up, chest up. I'm looking over my shoulder. Forward, circle. All right, it's a bit of a cat and mouse on bottom. All right. All right, so just to demonstrate right now, we'll use one of our guys. We'll use a couple of our people here. All right, so when we're starting off, this is how we start on parterre, okay? Person's going to be flat, person gets on top. Think optional start, putting your hands on them. They blow the whistle. Now, as soon as the whistle blows, all right, Nick wants to stay as glued to the mat as possible. You will get some people that jump to the K position or are aware of where they are. You may even get some people that'll fly out. So we're just talking standard fundamental stuff, okay? Nothing too advanced. But Nick's flat right now. Wherever I put my hands to try to get up off of, or to try to get them off the mat, he's going to put all that weight right here. All right, so a drill that you can use just starting off is somebody's going to be flat. All right, the other person's just looking to peel and just lift this part off the mat. All right, you all see? All right, so Nick's staying flat. If I can't lift them up off the mat, then they'll blow the whistle after about 10 seconds. All right, because this person is heavy and he learns how to stay glued. Now, if I put my hands on the back and Nick starts moving real big, right, now I'm able to start locking some different things up, all right, and all of this space that gets created is going to allow me to get in. So, again, first and foremost, Nick's staying flat. Can't really get in. He's putting a lot of pressure on him, okay? Now, if, let's say, for example, I'm able to get my hands underneath, this is when he's going to start sealing off. This is when we want to start sealing off. Now, if you notice, he went and got my hand. All right, he can't just stay here. We can't just stay here and hold on to it. You get the hand, you create some space, and then let it go. All right. I'm over here. Let's say I start getting underneath right here. He's controlling, sealing off, and staying flat. All right. Now, let's say, for example, I am able to get some type of lock, all right here. This is when, all right, we want to get all of our weight on this lock, all right, and now he's going to start going forward in slow increments, and you can see, I don't know if you can see it or not, but my lock is getting rolled right now. All right, I remember when I was first taught this, I didn't really do it too well until I got older and learned how to do it. And I think I still have scars on my hands from actually how vital this is. Same thing if I've got a lock on a high gut, right here in the middle all the way down, okay? Like you can roll and break these locks. It's difficult for somebody to get a lock on you and if you're moving and you're putting a lot of pressure, right, on their lock. They always have to reset and readjust, all right? So let's switch. All right, I'm flat. He's trying to get underneath me. I'm putting a lot of weight on there. All right, he's having a hard time. All right, if he does happen to get through, I'm sealing off. Sealing flat, trying to make him reset. If he does happen to get a lock here, all right, I'm putting all of my weight on that lock. If you can see, that lock just broke right there. So go ahead and try to get that lock again. All right, he's right there. So now I want to put all of my weight on that lock, and he'll tell you it hurts already. All right, there's a lot of pressure there. But I don't just stay there. I'm going to roll it. Woo! I felt it break. All right, doesn't feel good. All right. So now let's start getting into the capital K. All right, so he gets on, he ends up getting this, he works, I go to sleep for a second, he gets this gut locked, okay? Now, the whole purpose is that right now he's on my right side, so there's a strong chance that he's gonna take me right, okay? So if I open up my left hip like this, I am essentially starting the process for him to turn me. So if he's on my right side, I want to make sure that I am putting my left side down. I want to put all of my weight on my left portion. Notice I'm in a capital K here. Notice my hands are flat in the mat. Notice my head's up and I am looking over my shoulder. So I don't just want to stay here and fight it, right? So Nick is, let's say he's kind of cranking on it a little bit. I don't want to just stay here and try to fight it, because his legs are probably stronger than my arms, all right? So this is when I want to start moving. Forward, forward, circle, circle. He has to adjust from there, all right? Now, here's the cat and mouse. He jumps sides. I don't want to be late to this. He's jumped sides. My left hip's down. All right? So now it's going to be easy for him to go. Go ahead, not back over. So I want to meet him there. All right? He hops sides. I want to be in this position before he gets set. All right? Notice, again, my hands are in my mat or in the mat. All that weight's on that lock. My head is up, my chest is up. I am looking at his hips. All right? I don't want to fight this with my head down, because when my head's down, my hips are able to come up. When my head is up, my hips are in, no different than sprawling. Okay? So again, it's forward, forward, circle, circle. Forward, forward, circle, circle. Notice the cat and mouse. When I'm on bottom, this is not my time. This is not our time to go to sleep. All right? And a lot of times you'll see kids go on bottom and they go to sleep down there. All right? But we have to be very active down here in the right way. Okay? We have to be very active down here. So, we'll bring in our other guy, Max. Nick, you guys go ahead. Go flat. All right, so Max is flat. Nick, go ahead and hop on him. All right, so go ahead and just start kind of working on him a little bit. All right, he's being heavy down there, keeping these hands flat in the mat. All right, we want to be, okay, pause. We want to make sure that we're at a capital X here, which is good. Max was in a good position. If we start getting too far down here, all right, or out to the side, it's going to be easy for us to get winged up, okay, or hooked, or trap-armed. All right, so we want to make sure that everything kind of stays out in front of us. All right, so again, he's working on him. He was working on him. Let's say he gets underneath him. All right, this is when Max should be putting all his weight on and start rolling that lock, okay? So now he's on his right side, so this is when we need to be in our capital K that way. Head up, chest up. You see how once he got his head up and his chest up, it caused his hips to shift. So if Max just stayed still right now while Nick is trying to pump his legs, more than likely, Nick may get that, okay? But if Max is forward, forward, and circling into him, Nick has to continue to get adjusted, okay? Now Nick hops sides, Max meets him over there. Same thing. Big K, head up, big chest. All right, forward, forward, circle, circle. All right, not bad, not bad. All right, good. All right, payback. All right, so Nick's flat. Max is trying to get underneath him. Nick's being heavy. Nick's being heavy. All right, good. Let's say he gets underneath him and gets a lock. Good. So now Nick's putting pressure on him. Pressure and rolling forward. Okay, so he's in the gut wrench position. This is when we want to be in our capital X. Forward, forward, circle, circle. Forward, forward, circle, circle. Max hops sides. Nick meets him there. Forward, forward, circle, circle. Get these hands paused. Get these hands flat in the mat so we can be strong here. If there is a little bit of space, all right, if you look right here, if there's a little bit of space right here, or if your hands are up like this, the only traction that you're getting is from your wrist, which is not enough, okay? We don't want to be on our elbows either. So it's important that we keep all of this in the mat. And that is how we're able to pressure correctly, okay? You all got that? All right, so you guys are good. Now we're going to just work on a couple small tricks, okay, to help us on bottom to give them some problems, all right? So the first, Go ahead, Nick, hop on me. All right, so let's say they've gotten to this position. They've gotten past all of our formal lines of defense. So I'm in here. Here's some tricks that we can use. One trick that is good are the use of our legs. Okay, now yes, he's on this side, he's locked up. I want to be in my capital K and my feet are in the mat. I'm pressured correctly. All right, I'm meeting pressure with pressure. All right, but I can use these feet to delay him. All right, if he can't get his feet set, it's going to be very difficult to turn me. So I'm using my feet to aggravate his just as much. Notice I'm still in good position, all right, but I'm using my feet to tie theirs up. Now, I don't just keep them up in this position and keep them stationary, because you'll have some people that'll reach back, hook that ankle, and now you're going for some problems. And understand, every state is different, okay? So we cannot get complacent on bottom. All right, New Jersey may hit it left, Ohio may hit it forward, California may hit it right, and Florida may hit it the other way. They all got the same grip, but they go a different way, okay? So we have to be conscious of that. So we're not just staying still, all right? I'm working down here. I'm very conscious of where I am at, all right? Now, let's say he's got this gut. So yes, one trick is using the legs, but let's just say now that he was going to commit to this gut. Not yet. All right, so notice I'm in good position. What I'm going to do is high leg over, okay? I prefer to keep my hands in the mat. Sometimes you'll see people reach under and catch an elbow or catch that low leg, okay? I like to keep my hands in the mat so I can really focus on keeping my hips square. But what I'm going to do is take my inside leg over, all right? So Nick starts slowly working the turn, okay? I feel myself kind of go, but notice my left hip is down hard. I'm going to take this outside leg, step in, and this leg is going to go high. Notice my hands are still in the mat. Boom, stepped over. Not complete yet, all right? Now I'm going to work my other one over here, okay? But I'm still strong. Even in this position, I need to stay strong. I've used my hands to square up, but if I go like this or stay like this or here, he can still take me over if I am not in the correct position, okay? So again, go ahead and get this locked up. I'm working the legs, whatever. All right, kind of tying him up. He commits anyway. He beats. Go ahead. Strong. High leg, high leg, high leg. Both. Keeping my hips square. All right. If I step over and my hip turns, that's when he's going to go. Okay, or that's when I'm going to go. All right, so I want to make sure, just another reason to keep my hands flat and strong in the mat. If I'm on my elbows doing this, it's not going to work. Okay? Hands flat. If I'm like this, it's not going to work. If I'm like this, it's not going to work. Super important. Okay, so go ahead. Let's say he's in on this duck. We'll do it from the other side. He hops sides. He beats me. I got to turn this hip down. All right. He commits anyway. I'm going inside leg up. Some people will get here and take this other leg up. They're going to go inside leg up. Step over. Strong. So you see how my hips are cocked right now. If I stayed here, I'm going. Use your hands to square up. Square this up. You can catch them here. Hold it here. All right. You'll look to get that fall here in a minute. Okay. So now let's talk about leg lace. Here's another one. This is another game over move that people have. So when I'm defending the leg lace, when I'm working on the leg lace, usually people are working up top. They are, just stay still, they're sliding down to make sure that that shoulder stays in the butt. They're sliding down. Not a lot of space Sometimes, yes. But they're sliding down, all right, keeping their shoulder and the butt to keep those hips down, all right? It's too late to start working on defending the lace when they're here. It's too late for that, all right? I need to prevent this, okay? So here's a good way to prevent it. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Here, I got one knee up, this leg's out. I'm attacking hands, but really I want to control the hands. All right, some people will come here, collect it, all right? Controlling hands, controlling hands. This is a real easy way, not the complete way, but a real easy way to stop or delay leg laces. So he's up top, he's working. He starts sliding back, controlling hands, all right, creating space, getting space. He's working back up. He's working back down to get this lace. Controlling, okay? Just simply doing this and creating space here is good. Me just putting my hands on it, some people may still run it, okay? So I need to take this hand, bring it with me, creating some space, release it, flat, all right? And going back to the beginning, all right? Staying still and staying strong, all right? So let's go all the way through this progression though, okay? So let's say now he's got the leg lace locked up. He's got the leg lace locked up, and now I wake up and I say, oh, he's got me in a leg lace. First of all, shame on us. We shouldn't have this locked up like this before. I mean, it's too late for me to really go after anything. I want to do it before. So what I'm going to do, pressure back, sometimes even until my knees are up off the ground, and then I'm going to sit hard into the opposite direction, keeping my head and my chest up. Boom! Now, if I'm in this, because he's trying to take me this way, so I'm keeping my left hip down. Now this is not enough. So yes, I sit hard. I'm stopping him from being able to get up underneath me, okay? But if he cartwheels over, don't. But if he cartwheels over, I'm going to get my back exposed. So just this is not enough, all right? Now, so what I'm going to do to further delay him is I'm going to attack this leg, circle two in it. Now, I don't want to hook it with my elbow, because you'll be wrestling some high-end people like myself who will use that hook to expose my back. So I don't want to hook here. I'm going to hook, just like with any other tie, here, catching this ankle. Not here, here. And from here, I'm pulling it to me, get my elbow on this side, squaring my chest up, all right, staying square. I can pull this. I can push this heel down. I can push this heel down. I can just collect and just start working, all right? By about this point in time, I will have slowed down that leg lace, and they'll call it. So again, he's working through. He's getting his leg lace. I'm a little slow here, all right, but he ends up working. He gets it locked up, pressure, pressure, sitting hard. Looking to get to this position, all right, here. Looking to get him up now. I can stay here or I can look to build, but just be mindful that any exposure of your back is two, all right? So I try not to, I make sure that I don't put myself in a compromising position, all right? Okay, so prevention on the leg lace. If they do have a leg lace locked up, how to pressure back, sit, tie him up. Now the other game over move is trapped arm gut. Again, prevention. If I'm here while I'm on bottom and I'm like this and they trap my arm, it can normally be a game over move. If they're locked at my elbow and I try to, get my grip and stretch that out, it may be too difficult, okay? But you have two chances once they have this locked up. You have 2 real good chances to get out of that. First and foremost, it requires this hand. Yes, I can try to pull this lock, but sometimes that's not enough, especially if they're pressuring that way, right, or pressuring this way. So what I want to do is I want to get this hand flat on the mat, and this is the only way that you're going to be able to do this too. Get my hand flat on the mat and pressure back as hard as possible until that lock slips above my shoulder. All right, so he's got this gut wrench locked up. It's a trapped arm. This should be a game over. I want to put this hand flat and stretch it out. Now, once I'm here, I don't just rest because this is still something that he can turn me with. So now I'm looking to break this grip, put pressure on that grip. All right, get back to square one. All right. Now, let's say he's got this gut wrench locked up. I'm trying to get this hand flat on the mat, and I'm having a hard time too. He decides to go anyway. Now, this is the best time if we don't panic. This is the best time to clear it. So maybe they turn us once, but they don't turn us 2. And this is when I'm going to get my lock and roll with it. Perfect time. He starts going to turn. I can't pressure back in time. Here is where I get this lock and clear it to where I get back to square one, rather than trying to sit out or something else that we tend to do when we're in this trapped arm position. Okay? So, just a small recap. First, flat, flat, flat. Don't get moved. Be heavy. Be glued to the mat. Second, small increments. I'm looking to seal. Hand control. Not so much wrist control. If you can get some hands, some knuckles, that's better. If I get wrists, people can still grab. So hand control is a lot better. All right, another reason why we don't want to be on the mat like this, because somebody's going to control that hand, punch us in the face 3 times, our elbow comes up, and then we're about to get turned. All right, so anyway, be flat, be glued on the mat, start sealing off, hand control here. I don't want to really start attacking hand control on these guts because I'm giving them a trapped arm gut, okay? Or if they're pressuring back for my laces or for their lace, I'm looking to control the hand, pull it, create some space, all right? Second, if they do get a lock, especially for a gut, I'm putting all my weight on it and I'm rolling it, all right? Circle, circle, boom, boom. If they've gotten locked up completely and they're in gut position, capital K. Capital K. Forward, forward, circle, circle. Forward, forward, circle, circle. I'm looking over my shoulder. Head up, hips in. Okay? Now, if they start committing to that, right, or if they've got it locked, I can use my feet, kick, push, skate, and coast, right? And away we go. Slowing them down. All right, if they commit to it as well, no different than inside trip, right? Bring this foot close, high leg over until I am square here. You'll catch them. The time the high leg over is when they take their back step close to their butt. Once they take their back step, that's when I can get this leg high. Don't keep it there because they'll step in for a Turk. So if they feel you step over and they commit to it, go ahead and get the reversal. If they stop, get back to square because they're going to start Turking you, and we don't want that. All right? Also, leg lace, pressure, pressure, pressure. Controlling hands, keeping my weight forward. Controlling hands, keeping my weight forward. If they lock this lace up, pressure, pressure, pressure. I can attack the hands, but that's not enough. Sit hard. All right? Pressure, pressure, pressure. Sit hard, head up, chest up. Chasing the ankle down. Don't hook it. All right? Because again, you'll wrestle guys that'll high leg and I get turned. And then Lastly is making sure on these trapped arm cuts that I get this hand flat, pressure, pressure, pressure until it slips. Start working on it, go back to square, or if I'm trying and they still go, don't panic, this is the time. Grip, extend, come back flat, collect, start working, okay? Still, bottom is a mindset, no different than when you're in folk style, all right? But these small little tidbits on bottom will help us out there locally, regionally, and nationally. Don't get complacent just because your partner in your room on the northwest side can't turn you doesn't mean that Delaware and all these other states, Ohio, Pennsylvania, California, Michigan, everybody else will turn you one way or another, okay? So it's about prevention, being strong, being active down there, all right, and having the attitude that nobody's going to turn you. All right, if you do that, 10, 15 seconds, you're up, back on the feet. Let's work for that tech ball. You know what I'm saying? All right, Indiana, let's go.